I'm Zach Snyder.
And I'm Aden Matthews.
And welcome back to another YouTube podcast, the one-stop shop for anything and everything related to YouTube.
The show where I forgot to say the show where in the last episode.
Yeah, I think it was my job since you started it, and I was going to, but then you started getting into something. So
but then I started, I talked immediately, like after.
Fucking
so
opened your big-ass yapper, and I was like,
Yeah.
I can't.
I get paid to
no
do
more.
this shit, Zachary. This big-ass yapper putting money on the table.
Hey,
so.
you're right.
If something happens to this yapper, we're both in trouble. Who you want to talk to? You know?
This is a good point.
Parker? You want to bring Parker on the podcast? Just let him be co-host? I can do that. I can arrange that for you.
Parker ain't been my co-host since 2012, baby.
That'd be a throwback.
No, it's 2014, baby.
Shout out to Carrie Knight. Much love as always.
I need to start a podcast with Parker. We're going to talk about every episode of The Big Bang Theory. Get hyped. It's going to happen.
Bazinga.
The Bazinga cast. One day, I'm going to get somebody to do that shit with me.
Imagine.
One day.
Imagine your job is you have to wake up every morning and be like, well, time for me to edit the Bazinga cast. I'm not saying it's one of us. I'm saying something.
Yeah, no, I'm getting somebody else to do that
minimum wage,
shit.
$15, working on the Bazinga cast. That's all they do.
What Aden don't know is me hiring him on as a VA, he's going to be editing the Bazinga cast.
There's a lot of things I would do, Zachary, but that's not one of them. That's a
He's
that's
like,
a
that
fresh
is,
plot.
we're going to make sure.
I'll take that money you give me and hire a Filipino man to edit the Bazinga cast.
You could do that for peanuts, honestly. Yeah. Nah.
Out to the Filipino homies too.
I think Jay and I will eventually do that. Like, and I think he's even on board. Like, I think if anybody of us were gonna do that, it would be me and him. It'd just be out of nowhere. But we'll, you know. Bazinga cast aside, welcome back to the podcast, everybody. Another YouTube podcast, not Big Bang Theory podcast. I know.
Brad.
What are we talking about today, Aden? It's on the docket.
Talking about the brand new YouTube feature, TikTok.
Hey, TikTok, Google Edition, TM, featuring Funky Kong from Devil May Cry series.
Loved it.
Yeah, YouTube Shorts. They just ripped off TikTok like Instagram did, and
that's pretty much it.
That's it. We're gonna be talking about it. It's like currently in beta, so for all you beta cucks out there, I'm joking.
It is exciting.
I haven't
as much
24 hours, so this is that.
As much as we're not excited on the surface, because it is like a very, oh wow, YouTube, be sure to think long and hard about this kind of idea. It does present a lot of new and exciting ventures for content creators, and so if you're trying to know what the heck are these YouTube shorts all about or how to get into them, this podcast will be a pretty good resource for that, and we'll give our opinions on this shit as well, as always.
Absolutely. But I think yo, can you check our DMs right quick?
Oh?
Yeah, I need you to just start read this for no arbitrary reason whatsoever.
This DM right here? The one?
Yeah. The one
Posted
I
at
just
3:49
sent you.
PM?
Yeah.
CS2? Okay.
You could also read the DM that I sent on March 15th, 2020. But like this one works good too. Damn, okay. March?
Been that long.
Oh, is that when everything? Did we
What's
start
the
the pandemic? Oh. Anyways, if you want to read this DM right quick, I'm going to be quiet.
Right. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Our sponsor today is Awesome Creator Academy with the YouTube Starter Kit. If you're getting started on YouTube and you have a little bit of money to throw around, why not check out the YouTube Starter Kit for $99? Wow, that's pretty good value, honestly. Yeah. You get over $1,500 of value and dozens of downloads from templates for, let's see, advanced YouTube thumbnails. You need the channel artwork. Mine's pretty fucking cringe. End cards. What even are those? Lower thirds. Pretty epic. Royalty-free background music, fonts, and more. More?
I'm excited about that more part.
Pay one price and have unlimited access to future downloads as they come out. Check out the link in the description or the show notes, and in doing so, you'll be supporting... Wait a minute, Zach. This says another YouTube podcast. That's what we're recording right now.
Wow.
Wait a minute. Is this the ad For Awesome Creator Academy? Wow.
With the YouTube starter kit. That's wild.
Damn.
Isn't that crazy?
You know, Zach, actually, now that you say this,
Yeah.
I have a different follow-up DM
Oh, okay.
that I have to send you here. I don't know if you've heard this one, but give that one a read there.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. If you want a big titty goth. Oh no, the other DM. Oh,
the other
okay.
DM.
Yeah. Okay, got you.
Not that one.
But of course, if you don't have $100 and you still want to support this quirky little podcast, you can become a supporter on Anchor at anchor.fm/another-youtube-podcast. You can decide to support us financially at $1, $5, or $10 a month. We'll read your name on the podcast, and that's all we're gonna do because we won't put too much more effort into it. While we do plan on having this podcast for a really long time, the more financial support we have, the easier it will be for us to maintain our 2021 consistent schedule. It's wild.
Zach, I gotta say, out of all the epic Awesome Creator Academy gags we've done on this podcast, that one might be my favorite.
It's like a toss-up between last episode and this one, for sure.
I really like last episodes, but you kind of built on the concept.
Yeah.
It's just very nice.
Pretty.
Shout out to Roberto if you're still listening to this shit. Yeah, really.
Absolutely.
Really appreciate you and the boys over at Awesome Creator Academy for being so epic.
100%. 100%. I will show Awesome Creator Academy until I die. I love that group.
You need to get like a shirt.
I mean, they
make
them.
shirts.
Yeah, I should get them. Yeah. They do.
You need to wear an Awesome Creator Academy shirt.
He's got one that's
Not that you
like
could see
create something awesome every day or something like that. And like I fuck with that, honestly. Like I'd wear that in public.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
100%. But that's it for Epic Ad. Now it's time to get into, once again, the chicken meat of the podcast.
This time we go into the breasts.
No attendees this time?
Man.
Full course meal.
You know, it's funny because like I could have built up the breast joke like 5 episodes later. We could have talked about the thighs and the wings and the legs.
Mm-hmm.
But here another
like
YouTube podcast. We no foreplay.
No
Anyways,
foreplay.
we're gonna be talking about YouTube Shorts.
Heck yeah.
So I got my YouTube Shorts at Amazon.com. They're plaid and they got the YouTube logo on them.
Nice.
A couple pockets, and a nice little zipper.
Okay.
No,
They stretch. They stretchy.
You know, I hope so because I'm a big boy. Let me ask you, what exactly is a YouTube Short?
A YouTube Short, from how it was explained to me by the lovely D. Nimmin. I'm like, wait a minute, did Nick Nimmin clone himself? I've never heard this motherfucker before.
It's just his brother.
It's just his brother.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh, that's kind of running in the business. He looks identical, bro. Like dead ass. They're just
I think
the
they're
same
twins. If not,
Good
they're
for
just
them.
like very short, very close together.
But Mr. D. Nimmin described it as vertical video, so you can't do horizontal. Vertical video that is a minute in length, basically 60 seconds or so, and basically kind of functions similar to a TikTok or Instagram live, very short form content, vertical film on your phone type of shit. What's interesting about it is, unlike Instagram where they kind of like section it off into its own thing, and of course TikTok has a platform for it, here on YouTube at least, from what I gather, they're gonna like implement it into the homepage and have like a section dedicated for it, which is already a way bigger step up, just because like YouTube has a lot of these little side projects, but they typically don't put a lot of focus on a whole lot of them. You have this shit on the homepage, people are gonna know what a YouTube Short is in no matter of time.
The interesting thing about it that I'm actually just finding out this second is that, so YouTube Shorts, like I said earlier, is in beta. So not many people are able to get it, and the only major area in the world that's able to like use all of its functions is India. And quirky little thing about India and short form content, they banned TikTok last year. So I'm almost wondering if YouTube was like, we need to fill that market immediately. India is already pretty big on our platform. Let's just start there.
Well, it's also like internet isn't a guaranteed thing, but most people in India have a smartphone. So you can guarantee that like a good bit of that audience would actually be able to use it and upload content from there, which is important. Because as YouTube continues to grow bigger and bigger, they're going to have to rely more on different markets other than just the U.S. So they're kind of like making a little bit of a move on India and being like, hey, first access to this feature, cellular phone, kind of like TikTok. Exactly. It was an intentional strategy for sure.
Yeah. So I want to let everybody know, like, the reason we're bringing this up is because, number one, like, YouTube Shorts is going to be big. It's going to be a major part of YouTube. I do see it rivaling something like TikTok and Instagram Reels, which is their form of TikTok, basically. But also, it's like you can get started making YouTube Shorts today. The only thing you have to do is upload a video and include hashtag shorts in the title or the description, and it'll be put in that shorts category.
Right.
I do think it has to be vertical, and so either render out your settings as a vertical video, even if it's horizontal and you want to make it like a TikTok.
There's plenty of tutorials about how to take horizontal content and make it vertical.
But the easiest thing is on your YouTube, like when you go to, when you're on YouTube on your phone, when you click the little plus button at the bottom, you can actually just click create a short. And like I already have the function. I can already use the video function and create a short right now in YouTube, the YouTube app. Not everybody might have it, but I got it, so most people should, because I'm not special.
Yeah, I agree. Very average.
Thanks, bro. I put on a short the other day where I filmed my iPod Touch on my yin shelf in front of a bunch of David Fincher films. And on the iPod Touch is the new Christopher Nolan film, Tenet.
Yeah.
I got the title, Watching Tenet the Way Nolan Intended.
It's true.
I love it. I'm pretty happy with this clip.
It's a great little video now. The power of YouTube Shorts. You can just broadcast that bitch everywhere.
Exactly.
From what Mr. D described, it's a bit weird to categorize it now just because you have to add the hashtag shorts, but in the future it'll probably just be like a category you can select. And YouTube will be able to easily recognize it. Right now it's kind of weird because there's a lot of mobile video and videos that are under a minute. So YouTube kind of needs like a catch-all way to figure that shit out. But eventually it'll get to the point where like it won't be so obvious that it's a short or not. You just watch the video and be like, oh, it's a short, or oh, it's not. Like it's they're not separated, is what I'm trying to say. Like you'll have your regular videos intermixed with this type of stuff. Which could be interesting. I don't know how people feel about that.
I think the interesting thing that I'm seeing and hearing from other creators is that YouTube Shorts are like a big algorithm pusher. Basically, creators are uploading these shorts and they're getting attention on them. And if people like them, they're getting new subscribers to their main channels and then watching their other stuff. Right. So if you're going to make YouTube Shorts, and I recommend you at least try it and figure out if it works for your channel, you could get a lot of traffic from this. So make sure that whatever you're making is like very on brand with your current content.
Right. You don't want to have something in a different genre or style that won't mesh well, because if they subscribe for that short and then realize your rest of your videos aren't that, then it's kind of bleh, you know? Yeah. Doesn't really work as intended, because people just get confused and like, fuck this, I'm not watching this, and move on.
Exactly. I want to actually create some shorts for Your Everyday Nerd. I'm having a situation now where I can't really spend a whole lot of time making my main content. So I'm thinking I've got like hundreds of pieces of media that I've consumed over the last couple of years that I still haven't made a video on. Like I've made dead ass just make like 1 minute yins where they're like super short, get to the point, maybe a joke or two, and try to make it like still in the style of the episode. It's just shorter.
Right.
And hopefully like that'll work. I got to figure out exactly how to do it. But like I don't see that being like a big issue. I feel like it could be very like I feel like it could be a good thing to do.
Because right now we're at the point where Instagram Live was, where it wasn't so much original content, it was people stealing shit off TikTok and other platforms and plastering it on there. Not knowing that LOL, YouTube's copyright is far more strict. So if you just put a TikTok video with music, it's getting copyrighted like immediately.
Yeah.
So that's been fun for people to realize. To be like, what? I can't just use random fucking music. Turns out TikTok paid for that, and YouTube did not.
Yeah.
So yeah, kind of stuck with that. That sort of sucks for them, I guess. But we haven't really reached that point yet where people are like primarily making original content specifically for this. And it's hard to say, even when we do reach that point, if that'll be the case, just because things like Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok exist. I don't get why you would, at this point in time, strictly dedicate to just uploading your short form content like that just to YouTube Shorts.
Yeah, if
like,
I do this,
me,
like it's definitely going on TikTok and Instagram.
It goes everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
It goes everywhere right now. Maybe in the future, but for right now, it's like a piece of the short form video content puzzle and not the whole thing. It has a lot of potential, and I think it could one day be that very easily, especially over like Instagram and some of these other ones. Right now, its biggest competition, I think, is just TikTok, who's already had like several years head start, a bigger like, I wouldn't say a bigger audience, but like an audience who understands that type of content more, I guess.
Yeah,
and its own culture and shit. Whereas YouTube is very different in that and in feel.
It's really frustrating because I've known about short form content for so long now. And like, I mean, Facebook video, right? The shit that gets millions of views on Facebook video is like 1 to 2 minute videos.
Mm-hmm.
And like a lot of it is not good. A lot of it
clearly
not good. It's awful. But like if you're a creator that knows what you're doing and you put in some effort into making something good, like it could go insane on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok. And so it's like I like the idea personally that I get YouTube. I can make content for YouTube. And so thinking of how to turn my current content into shorter form content is something that I've thought about before, but it was like, but then I got to go to this other platform and I got to brand it that. And it's like, then it's going to be disconnected from my main show. But now that it's on YouTube, I feel like it's almost the perfect moment to get into this kind of content.
Yeah, sorry about that. I bet you heard that, but there's like a fucking some homie with a motorcycle or some quad cycle just going fucking insane out there.
No.
So probably in editing, you're probably just gonna need to mute my fucking track. Well, I didn't say anything over what you were, but like around 18 20
minutes. Gonna write a note.
It was loud on my fucking Audacity. Like you
like when those people make a lot of noises with their vehicles because they gotta do the dick measuring contest.
They don't live here. Is the thing. They'll do it every day around noon. Go through the street and then leave. And then it's like, 1, you don't live here. 1, why would you want to do this? 3, it's annoying. 4, nobody cares. Like nobody cares you got a big vehicle.
Yeah, I hate that shit. But it's all good. Y'all didn't even hear it. I edited it out for you.
Thanks.
So it's good.
Thanks, Zach. Anyway, to your point, it is exciting to finally see a place in your own content to fit in short form stuff. And I'm not at that point where I can feasibly like think of anything I'd want to do with that, just because I I like having all the time I can. It's not so much the vertical video that bothers me. It's just like the time limit. Usually,
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
I want like a lot of time to build stuff, and a minute is great for like comedy in certain genres. It's a lot harder to do like media reviews or tutorials and stuff. And
Yeah.
not saying it can't be done. It's just harder given the type of stuff I do.
I think I'm gonna start with Discovery Plus content.
Bruh.
So it like literally the way I'm picturing it is I have the little "Are you an everyday nerd?" I have that play, and then I go in and I'm like, so I just watched fucking Ghost Hunters on Discovery Plus, and and then just go into it for like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Well, what else should I watch on this shitty platform? And then
Might as well.
in and out. There's just so much things. There's so many things that I just hadn't made videos on. It's like I could probably do this. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it works because it's gonna be a testing ground for sure. And I don't know how the channel itself is gonna look when you go to it and have a bunch of shorts and it takes you a while to get to content.
Yeah, that's what bothers me right now.
Also, go ahead.
I like that it's intermixed with regular videos. I don't like how that looks from a homepage perspective.
Oh, wait. Actually, I'm wrong. Apparently you can make thumbnails for the shorts and they'll be like regular size thumbnails.
That's better. Because
then
it doesn't look like it.
It doesn't look garbage, right?
Because right now it's just like screen caps of the video and shit.
Yeah.
And you can tell it's vertical and it's so small.
This Pokemon card channel I'm working on, he put on a short yesterday. And it's doing pretty solid, getting a lot of engagement and stuff. We got a pretty solid thumbnail on there.
I do be looking at a fresh thumbnail.
Yeah, I really like it. I didn't even edit this one, so I really like how that turned out. So yeah, there's that. Also, these are not going to be monetizable right now. So you could get millions of views on these and not get any kind of money from it, which is like...
Is that just because they can't put ads on it? It's too short to have ads.
I would assume so. That's probably what it is. Yeah. I just know that was one of the things I had heard about it, and I'm like, okay, whatever. But like using it as a funnel to get to your main content, if done right, like I feel like it could be a big boost in numbers in a good way. And it shouldn't hurt your channel, which is a good thing.
They put Bernie on Pikachu, bro?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a great ending.
I love it. It's a really cool short.
Very music oriented, kind of a montage a little bit.
Yeah. Baiting for engagement, which is good.
Interesting shit. I'll have to wait and see type of thing. Just because we've been down this road before.
Yeah.
Whether it's with Instagram or TikTok, and it always seems to sound good for a little bit, and then something happens.
Yeah.
One way or another, and I'm just like, oh, okay. All right.
Definitely.
I'll hold off on it a little bit longer. It could also be a thing too where I'm just like old, and I'm like vertical video.
Yeah.
Ugh. I remember back when it used to be horizontal. But I'm from an era of watching YouTube in 2006 and 2007, and so like phone video doesn't come naturally to me, which is fine. But it's like, shit, I don't want to limit myself if it's the case where like 5 years later and that's like a huge part of content, and I just don't know how to do it. Like, that's why I spent a little bit of time because LHG has highlights on Instagram that we put for each of the series, and those would actually do really well as shorts because they do well on Instagram, and I had to figure out how to edit one of those. So I have a Vegas profile to do it. Like I've learned more than I thought I would have.
Yeah,
but I just haven't done it yet.
I didn't really get vertical video until I started consuming TikTok. Like that was what
TikTok's great.
I'm a little surprised because like you used to watch Vine and shit, but I guess you mostly watch like Vine compilations, so you were like on your computer
Yeah.
anyways. Yeah,
I was mostly on YouTube watching it through that way.
Yeah, but like TikTok, I'll just be scrolling on that bitch. Like I don't watch it every day, but like every time I watch it, I'm never disappointed. The algorithm understands exactly what I want now, and it's cool. Like I fuck with it. Um, so I think the more you get into like watching that kind of stuff, the easier it is to make content for it. There's still a lot of garbage. There's still like a lot of like prank videos, or like you got to be doing music content, or like it feels like you got to make trash to get like views and shit with these things, but it's not true. Like like there's literally like a guy on TikTok that gives investment advice, and he does it in an engaging way, and it's to the point. It's like, and he's doing numbers. So there's plenty of ways that you can incorporate this in your own content. It's just about figuring out exactly what works for you, and that's gonna take some trial and error. But don't all our content take trial and error,
Bruh. That ain't the mood of the century. Trial and error, figuring out what shit works, what shit doesn't work.
Yeah,
putting it together. We'll have to wait and see, I guess, though.
definitely. We'll
have to wait and see.
I'm
nice.
Curious.
We did that in like 26 minutes.
Yeah, boy, we getting a
not bad at all.
Out.
Not bad at all. Don't worry, the episode is not over yet because we got comments to read from yo boys. Back on the good old Mr. Beast episode. Yeah. We got like 3 comments from one homie. And we're going to read all of them, baby, because we said we were going to.
Oh, heck yeah.
So, you want to tackle the first one?
Yeah, I can tackle the first one.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, he says, you want me to tackle the first one and then reply to that because it's related, and then you take care of the second one?
I'll take the third one, yeah.
Cool. So he says, you mentioned Maker Studios. Completely random, but were you guys around for Shay Carl or Shay Tards? Back in the day, I remember when him and his friends started Maker Studios and then ended up selling it to Disney for a very nice amount. Okay, I guess I didn't realize how big Shay Carl's channel was. Back in the day before I understood YouTube, I assumed I was the only one watching them. But I just checked and realized how big he actually is.
Yeah, they were huge.
Yeah, they were pretty big. I never watched them.
And I think one of them, didn't one of them get in a controversy or something recently?
I wouldn't doubt it.
I think
that's
the
most old YouTuber.
Yeah, family tubers is like, there's probably something wrong, but I might be wrong. They might not have done anything, but no, I remember for a specific period. I've watched a couple of videos back in the day, nothing recent, but yeah, they were a thing. And then Maker was so huge.
Yeah,
they still kind of are, I guess, but I definitely haven't heard about them as much in recent years, and I wonder why. Because like clearly Disney is still somewhat investing.
I think they're doing a lot of that stuff in the background now.
I say.
Last time I heard about them was like with PewDiePie and his YouTube Red show, and then they canceled his season 2. And so he just kind of quit at that point, or got fired one. And then before that, I had only ever heard Ray William Johnson talking about it, and big reason he stopped doing a lot of his projects was because Maker, he was getting out of their contract, and it was too restrictive creatively or something. So not really a company I admire, but I think for like its beginnings, it definitely filled a niche on YouTube that was needed.
Right.
But yeah, we got an entire part of that podcast where we talk about that kind of
MC
stuff.
And stuff. This was just a cool like blast from the past more than anything.
Definitely.
It takes me back to like a certain time on YouTube when this was the sort of content that was up for a while.
Sometimes I miss that kind of YouTube. I was listening to some Ray William Johnson's music recently, just to see, to see how it went.
Do it hold up, Zachary?
It don't. It's so bad. It's awful. Like I still be bopping to some of it because of nostalgia. It's like Jay with like I don't know what's that one band? They do the What's New Scooby Doo intro. You know what I'm saying? Simple Plan.
Simple Plan. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Jay with Simple Plan. Like, I can still listen to it and bop out to it, but, like, I know objectively that shit garbage.
No question, no doubt in my mind.
It's a different time period.
And then we got this other comment from the same dude, Greg, Rocky Mountain Resale. He said, just wanted to let you guys know that YouTube recommended this video to me. I do watch Mr. Beast, but before this was watching nothing related to this video, or I assume he means his videos content.
Yeah.
Just wanted to let you know that you got into the algorithm somehow, and I hope you continue to see success with your channel. Well, thank you.
What a great comment.
Yeah. That was mostly Zach on the SEO end on that one. So you have him to thank for that.
I mentioned the idea to Aden about doing the Mr. Beast thing. And as soon as he was down for it, like, I already had wrote down Mr. Beast wants to buy your YouTube channel. Like, I knew that title.
Such a good fucking title.
Just fucking click. Like, it honestly made me want to revamp the Another YouTube Podcast thumbnails just so I could do something wild with it. But not every episode is easy to do a thumbnail for. That's crazy. So we'll put that in the, we'll put a pin on that for a future Zach or somebody's project.
Somebody else will figure it out, you know.
Yeah, no, when we really care about it. But yeah, no, I'm really happy with that title. The last episode that we just recorded is going to be called "The Power of Clubhouse: Making Money on the New iOS Exclusive App."
Ooh.
So if that don't get us views, I don't know what will.
This one should too. YouTube Shorts.
This one should too. Yeah, YouTube Shorts, which is why we're doing this one. Before we have another topic that we want to bring up.
That's less SEO specific.
Yeah.
It helps. It helps to be on the pulse of what's going on, because that could have honestly been a topic where me and Zach put that off for like several months, and it still would have done okay, but not nearly to the extent it did, because we actually followed up on it fairly quickly and recorded.
It probably could have gotten done quicker.
Yeah, yeah.
Because that was like a
week
month
after.
late. Yeah.
So we could have even done better. But no, it really does help.
I'm happy that we are taking on some of these more trendy topics, but it is not affecting the quality of the podcast at all. It's very natural, still us. which is dope.
We got opinions on this shit too, believe it or not. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yup.
Epic. Well, thank you for the comments.
Yeah. We love seeing new people over here. If you are new, feel free to leave us a comment, a question, a suggestion. If you're old, like, I'm old too. Like, you know, just turned 30. Aden just turned 45 recently, so, you know. It's we're living in a world of old people, so feel free to leave a comment as well.
You gonna start this beef on the podcast? I'm 45 years old, Zachary.
Yeah, he's geriatric, bro.
All right.
Did you put in your dentures today?
Well, see what the comments think about this, I guess, and I'll keep my mouth shut. I won't say a word.
Question of the day: what denture paste do you use? Aden needs suggestions. Let me know down in the comments.
Fix it in, bro. Fix it in on that real shit, bro. Let me tell you. Helps keep the food particles out my teeth. Love having that bitch in there.
Yeah?
You need braces. I don't need dentures. Teeth too crooked for dentures.
That's fair.
They're still there, right? Because dentures, you don't have teeth.
Right.
There you go. I figured it out. We're good.
Yes.
We're good.
You also hit us up on our email, anotherytpodcast@gmail.com. We'll read your questions and comments on the next episode of the podcast. We love you guys. Thanks for listening. All that good stuff.
I've been Aden.
And I've been Zach.
And thank you for listening to this episode of Another YouTube Podcast.
Fix-It helps to protect against dentures, 2 hidden enemies, food particles, and bacteria that can lead to bad breath. Get Fix-It today.
Epic.